everyone. This is Patricia, one of the kind of hiring managers here in the Central Florida area. I kind of just wanted to create this video for everyone just to kind of walk everyone through Workday, explain the next steps of the hiring process. So I'll kind of explain the training process, what courses to take. I'll go over the pre-employment testing. That way I can kind of answer any questions that anyone has. So I'll kind of walk everyone through Workday first. So Workday was the website everyone should get access to. Workday is kind of our main HR portal. It kind of houses everything regarding HR items. So pay stubs, clocking in and clocking out is done on Workday. All your personal information is on Workday. Benefits is on Workday. So it kind of houses everything HR related. So it's definitely a really important website that we use for the position. Like I said, everyone should get emailed their Workday credentials. Usually you get one email that is your Workday username, and then another email is your Workday password. So once you get those Workday credentials, please sign into Workday, and usually to set up your Workday account, they will have you do some tasks in your inbox. I think you just have to sign some documents, and then usually your last task is doing your I-9 and uploading an employee photo. So once you do that, your Workday account is pretty much set up and then you're able to use it for the position. So I'll kind of just walk everyone through Workday, explain, what we use, what we don't use on the website. Okay, so this is always going to be your home page on Workday. At the top, it should say welcome your name. And then next to your name, it has what we call your Workday ID number next to it. So if anyone ever asks, if your chief ever asks your Workday ID number, if HR ever asks, it's just this number right here. I'll start on the left side of the screen first. So under your name on the left side of the screen is kind of just a banner reserved for announcements. If there's ever any announcements within ScribeAmerica or Health Channels, you'll be able to see them here. Health Channels is kind of considered our parent company at ScribeAmerica. If you picture an umbrella, Health Channels is kind of the umbrella, and then under the umbrella falls ScribeAmerica, and they oversee a couple other healthcare companies as well. So if you ever see them, they're kind of just our parent company. And like I said, if they ever have any announcements, they'll be here on the left. A lot of times they'll have, messages sometimes during the year. They recently just sent out messages about W-2s. If there's any ever a change in pay dates, they will send a message here. So they do send out messages pretty frequently. So just keep an eye on this announcements banner for any important announcements that you see. And then if you just click on one, it'll open up and show the message kind of further into detail. Okay, so that is announcements. Under announcements is just a screenshot of your inbox. So once you complete all those Workday tasks, do your I-9, sign those documents, a lot of the times after that, your inbox is going to be pretty empty unless you get a message from, I don't know, HR or maybe your chief. Then it usually does go to your inbox. So this is kind of just a way to see your inbox from your home screen, kind of just a quick screenshot here on this side. Everything on the right is applications that we use for the position. We definitely don't use all of these. I would say we use only about half of them, but I'll go through which ones are most important and which ones are least important. I'll kind of just start from the beginning. The first application that may be on your Workday homepage is our expenses application. This application, I'll click it and show you guys what it looks like. This expenses application is really only used for kind of a lot of our traveling positions and a lot of our manager positions. This is where we go to create expense reports if we have to get reimbursed for anything. So a lot of times scribes don't really use this. So if you don't have this app on your homepage, don't worry about it. You don't really use that one. The next application is time. This, on the other hand, is probably the most important application you will use. This is where you go to clock in and clock out for all the training and all your shifts at your site. So if you click on this, this is the screen that kind of pops up. Like I said, we are clocking in and clocking out here on Workday. There is no designated time clock or anything at the sites that scribes use to clock in and clock out. We track that all here on Workday. So you're already using this website at least twice in a shift, once to clock in and then once to clock out. So Whenever you are clocking in and clocking out, you just come to this time application. Down here at the bottom where it says check in and check out, it's kind of just the same thing as clocking in and clocking out. Check in is the same thing as clock in, and then check out is the same thing as clock out. So every time you come in for a shift, you'll eventually get the hang of this once you start doing training at the site. Your managers will show you where the laptops are located for your site for scribes to use. You'll just quickly grab a laptop before your shift, and before you even sit down and get everything ready for the shift, you'll come to workday.com and check in. And then, of course, at the end of the shift, you'll come back and check out. So those buttons are down here. You can also view your time cards on Workday. If you click on this week or last week, it kind of brings up the same calendar. So I'll just choose last week. What will pop up is your time cards. You can kind of go through each week, see what shifts you work, see what shifts you actually clocked in and clocked out for. So this is kind of a really handy tool to use on Workday. When you open up your time cards, there are 3 colors that can pop up on your time cards. The first color that can pop up is green, like it shows right here. If it's green, that means you did clock in and clock out appropriately and your manager has approved that time card. A second color that can pop up, let me find it. The second color that can pop up is yellow, like it shows right here. If it's yellow, that means you clocked in and never clocked out, or you clocked out and never clocked in. Sometimes this can happen if you forget to clock in before your shift. Maybe you're late and you come to sit down at your place in the ER, the clinic, and your provider is already seeing patients. You don't have time to clock in before your shift, or you're late to your shift. You just don't have time to clock in. Or if you clock in and then you leave after your shift and forget to clock out, this yellow color can pop up. If that ever happens and you need your time card edited, you can always just reach out and email your chiefs and just say that you need your time card edited. They are the only ones who can come in here and edit your time card for you. So if you ever need your time card edited, just email them. Let them know the actual time you clocked in and needed to clock out, and then they'll come in here and fix it for you. And then the last color that can pop up for your time card is gray, like it shows right here. If it's gray, that means you did clock in and clock out, appropriately. Your manager just has not approved the time card yet. So those are the 3 colors that can pop up on your time card. Again, that's all here on the time application. You can click on either this week or last week. It just pops up to open up the same calendar. Next application is personal information. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. It's just where all of personal information is stored. So if you ever have to change your address, phone number, anything like that, you can come here on the left and change it. Next application is pay. So of course, pay is very important. When you click on the pay application, there are a couple things you can do here. You can sign up for direct deposit. You can view your pay slips electronically, and then you can also view your W-2s electronically as well. I'll kind of go over direct deposit first. So to set up for direct deposit, what you guys will have to do is you will click here where it says payment elections. Okay. And it should be blank here. This is where your bank account information is going to be. So you'll click add. You'll have to add your bank account information. Just enter your accounting number, routing number, and all of that info. Once you do that, you still have to come down here where it says payroll and expense payments, and you'll click edit, and you'll edit both of them to go to direct deposit. What is automatically set up for everyone is a pay card, so it might say pay card here. If you leave it as pay card, that means you're getting sent a loaded pay card in the mail. It usually takes a week or 2 weeks to get to you after the pay date, so it's kind of just a huge pain to deal with. But that is how you set up for direct deposit. So you'll click add your bank account information, and then you'll come down here where it says payroll and expense payments and edit both of them to go to direct deposit. And then once that is all set up, then you're pretty much good to go for direct deposit. I can also explain the pay dates. for the position. So for the position, we actually do get paid bi-monthly, which means twice a month. We do get paid on the 16th of each month, and then also the last day of the month. So if there's 28 days in the month, we get paid on 28th. If there's 31 days, we get paid on 31st, whatever that last day of the month is. I will quickly pull up a calendar just to kind of show you guys the dates as well. So I'll just choose this first one. So like I said, we do get paid twice a month on the 16th of each month and then also the last day. If the 16th or the last day of the month fall on a weekend, we do get paid that Friday before. So for example, today is March 4th. The next time we get paid is March 16th. That is on a Wednesday during the week, so we do get paid on the actual day. And then after that, we get paid on March 31st. That is on a Thursday, so we do get paid on that actual day as well. So we always get paid twice a month. To correspond to those two pay dates, there are two pay periods that kind of equal up to the two pay dates. That also means whatever hours you worked, whatever pay period they fall in, depends on what paycheck those hours will come out on. Those two pay periods are from the 10th of a month to the 24th of a month. That is the first pay period. The other pay period is from the 25th of a month to the 9th of the next month. So I'll show you guys on the calendar. So the first pay period, like I said, is the 10th of a month to the 24th of a month. All the hours worked between the 10th and the 24th of a month usually come out on the paycheck that comes out the week after, which is the last day of the month. And then the other pay period is from the 25th of the month to the 9th of the next month. All the hours worked between those 2 weeks come out on the paycheck that comes out the week after, which is usually the 16th of the month. So again, for example, today is March 4th. So right now we're in the pay period of February 25th to March 9th. All the hours worked between February 25th and March 9th will come out on the March 16th paycheck. After that is the pay period of March 10th to the 24th. All the hours worked between those 2 weeks will come out on the March 31st paycheck. So that's kind of how the pay dates and pay periods work for our position. Whenever we do get paid, our pay slips are uploaded here electronically under where it says pay slips. We usually have the pay slips uploaded the day before we get paid. So like I said, the next pay date for us is March 16th. So on March 15th, the paycheck for March 16th will be uploaded here. You can easily open it up, see how many hours you worked, how much you're getting paid, and all that important information. The last thing you can do on this pay application is view all your tax documents associated with the company. If you just go under here where it says view and click where it says my tax documents, it opens up to show all the tax documents you have with the company down here, what tax year it is, what tax form, and then you can view an electronic version here on the right. Okay, that is pay. The next two applications we don't really use, performance or career. We don't track any of that for the position, so we don't even use those. Time off. This is where we go to submit official time off requests for the position. When you click on this banner, it always takes a little to upload. But when you click on this banner, what will pop up is a banner showing how many hours of time off you have to use. This is kind of what the banner looks like. With each paycheck, you do accrue time off, and it always gets added to your balance down here. This balance does start off at 0 every new calendar year. So, for example, I do have to use all the paid time off hours I have accrued this year by December 31st. On January 1st, it will get wiped off and start off as 0, so the hours do not carry over to the next year. If you do have to submit an official time off request, you just go here where it says request time off. A calendar will pop up. You just pick what days you need off. Let's say the 8th, for example. You'll click down here where it says time off. It will ask you for what type of time off you need. There's a couple choices. You can use paid time off. You can use bereavement as a choice, jury duty as a choice, and then there is also FMLA as a choice. So you just kind of click on whatever type of time off you need, any of those. It'll ask how many hours per day you want to use, and then you hit submit, and it goes to your manager to get approved. For new hires, you cannot submit official time off requests for your first 90 days. If there was time off dates discussed in your interview, we do have those dates down, but other than that, any other new time off requests submitted in your first 90 days will not be accepted. So you usually have to wait after your first 90 days. I always recommend reaching out to your chiefs first and kind of explaining to them the dates that you would need time off. They are ultimately the ones who have to approve it. So usually I always recommend reaching out to them first, letting them know of the dates that you would need off. If they can approve those dates, then they'll say come into Workday and submit an official time off request, and that is what you do through this app. So I always recommend reaching out to them first and seeing if they can, approve it in the first place. The next application is benefits. So this is where all information regarding benefits is stored. When you click on benefits, there's a couple resources we have for benefits. They're all here on the right for you to use. I think this benefits guide at the top is probably the most important resource we have. I'll show you what it looks like. When you click on the guide, it pops up with our guide for 2022, and it kind of walks through all the benefits we have. Here is the table of contents. It goes to the benefits we offer. So we do have full, health insurance. We have dental and vision insurance as well. I'll kind of go more into that in a couple seconds. It then goes into open enrollment and eligibility. So full-time employees are eligible for all of our benefits 1 month after your date of hire. Part-time employees are also eligible. You just have to have worked an average of, like it says here, an average of 30 plus hours a week for a full year first. So it is a little different for part-time employees, but you are eligible after meeting that criteria. So it just lists that here. And then it dives into our benefits. So we do have health insurance. Health insurance is through UMR. It kind of explains some things about the health insurance here. And then it shows the 3 different plans we have. And it literally lists, I think every detail you could need for our health insurance plans. How much is covered for physician visits, emergency services, prescriptions, how much is taken out per paycheck. So that is all listed here. And then it just continues going a little more into UMR. There is teledoc telehealth appointments included in our UMR health insurance, so it just goes a little into that. And ways to save on prescriptions. It then goes into dental and vision. Dental and vision are both through MetLife. So it goes into dental first, how much is covered for cleanings, x-rays, how much is taken out per paycheck. Vision, how much is covered for frames, contacts, exams, all of that. And then it goes into more benefits we have. So we do have life insurance. Life insurance is employer paid, like it says right here. So ScribeAmerica does cover life insurance. Nothing is taken out of your paycheck. It is all employer paid. We do have some optional benefits, an identity theft program. Here's just more information about that. Pet discount program, more information about that. Here's our employee assistance program. So these are all available to all employees. Financial help, legal help, any family help. I'll come back to this. We do have an FSA account if you're interested in that. Here's just a page about that. And then our 401k. Our 401k is through Mutual of America, and it just gives more information about that. And then the rest is just kind of directory and resources. So that is the benefits guide for 2022. Up here at the right, everything else below is just additional resources for everyone to look at. Here are our 3 health insurance plans. Each link just goes a little more into that specific title. Teledoc, telehealth appointments, pet discount program. So all of these are resources for everyone to look at in terms of benefits. If you ever have to change anything regarding your benefits, add your retirement savings, beneficiaries, dependents, you can do all that here on the left. These next couple apps we don't really use. Useful Link, Scribe Corner, we don't use that either for the position, so don't worry about that. Employee Policy Library, this is just a library of all of our policies. So I will show you what this library looks like. It kind of goes into anything and everything for the company. There is policies about 401k, FMLA, leave of absence, military leave, jury duty, workers' comp, workplace safety. So it goes into a lot on this policy library. So that is available for everyone to look at as well. And then these last apps we don't use as well. Onboarding directory, we don't use. Reports and favorites we don't use, so you don't have to worry about those. So that's kind of just a quick intro to Workday. So probably the most common applications I would look out for is definitely time. Again, that's where you're clocking in and clocking out for training and all shifts at your site. Pay, and then benefits, I guess, is the most important. So that is Workday. I'll kind of explain next the pre-employment testing for our sites. So for the pre-employment testing, we do send every new hire for a urine drug test, a PPD test to test for tuberculosis, and then also an N95 mask fitting test. On top of that, there are immunization requirements for the position, so that is why we ask you for immunization records. There are required immunizations and then also optional immunizations. Required immunizations include having 2 doses of MMR on your immunization records or having blood work showing you are immune to MMR. Another required immunization is having 2 doses of varicella on your immunization records or having history of the chickenpox on your records or having blood work showing you are immune to varicella. Those are the required ones. Optional immunizations include having a flu shot in the past 6 months, a tetanus shot or a Tdap in the past 10 years, and also having 3 doses of the hepatitis B, as in boy, vaccine on your immunization records as well. So those are just some immunization requirements for the position. If you do not have immunization records for our required immunizations, what we do is we send you for blood work on top of the other testing we send you for. So this blood work just tests your levels of immunity to that disease. So they will take blood there at the clinic. The blood work can either come back positive or negative. If it's positive, that means you are immune to that disease. And if it's positive, we can accept that. If it's negative, that means you are not immune to that disease. You would need a booster shot of that vaccine prior to starting training at the site. And those costs are not covered by our company, unfortunately. So that is how the required immunizations work. If you don't have records for our optional immunizations, we just can send you electronic declination forms that you sign. And then once you sign those, we put those on your file, and that suffices for the optional immunizations. So that is the testing we send you for. Again, a urine drug test, a PPD test. They do that through blood, so they will be taking blood either way. And then an N95 mask fit test is what we send all new hires for. And then if you need any additional blood work or declination forms for the immunizations, we will send you those as well. For the urine test, the PPD test, and any additional blood work that you may need, you will go to any LabCorp clinic that is nearest you. It does have to be a LabCorp. It cannot be any other clinic. Just Google and search whichever LabCorp is closest to you. We will provide you authorization forms that you bring to LabCorp, and it's pretty easy. Once you get there, you just show the staff the authorization forms. They perform the tests, and then they bill us. They bill the company, so they do not bill you personally for the tests, and then they also fax results to us as well. So that is the urine test and the PPD test and any blood work. For the N95 mask fitting test, LabCorp does not perform N95 mask fitting tests. There are CentraCare as well as Concentra clinic locations around Orlando that do the mask fit. So we will provide you with the details about those sites that perform mask fits. We will email you a separate authorization form for the mask fits, and you just do the same thing. Just schedule an appointment at the clinic closest to you, provide the form to the staff, they will perform the test, and then bill us and fax results to us as well. So that is pretty simple for the pre-employment testing. We do prefer you get this testing done as soon as possible. I would say within about 3 to 5 days as soon as we give you those forms. The last thing I'll go over is the training. So everyone should have received an email. Let me pull up the email. Everyone should have received an email that looks kind of like this. This is the ScribeAmerica new account information email that everyone should have received. It kind of looks a little like this. Yeah, it kind of goes a little like this. So if you have not received this email, just let me know, but everyone should have received an email that looks like this. This is describing another account that you guys get access to, and I'll explain this in a couple seconds. But down at the bottom, here at the bottom should be username and password for everyone. Every new hire gets what I consider kind of your own, I guess, ScribeAmerica Gmail account. And once you're logged into the ScribeAmerica Gmail account, you can easily access all the apps that are associated kind of with a standard Gmail account. You can access all the apps through this Gmail account, but they are all tailored for the position. So this website or this email is kind of just giving you a quick intro to that ScribeAmerica Gmail account. What you'll have to do is you'll have to kind of, I guess, log in to a new Gmail account using this username and password. Once you're logged into this ScribeAmerica Gmail account, like I said, you can locate all the apps associated with the standard Gmail account, and they will all be tailored for the position. So I will show you what my account looks like. Mine is a little different because I have a little different access, but the rest is still the same. The only thing you cannot do from this Gmail account is send or receive emails. This is not an email account, so you do not have any access to anything regarding sending or receiving emails. But once you log into this account, yours will look a little like this. You won't have any access to any emails, but when you click up here to look at the apps associated with your account, yours should look around similar to mine. The ones tailored for the position are mostly down at the bottom, down here. Here's an app for Workday, or kind of a shortcut for Workday, which is what we just went over. Here's an app for the training website, which is what I'll go into in a couple seconds. Here is an app for Humanity, which is our scheduling app, so you will be using that one as well. So I'll go on the training website and show you what training you have to do. Okay, so for training, there are two major steps of training. The first step of training is all online here on our training website, which I'll show you in a couple seconds. Once you complete this online training and we have all your pre-employment test results in, then you start on the second step of training, which is now at this site. So that is kind of what the next steps of training look like. I'll kind of walk you guys through the website and explain what courses you have to take. So when you come here to the training website, you'll just click Continue to Scribe Training. And what will pop up is just a list of courses for the whole company. It's just, like I said, a list of courses for the whole company, so it's quite a lot of courses. But for the scribe position, you only have to take 3 courses on this page, and I'll show you which ones. For the online training, you do get paid for the online training, so be sure to clock in and clock out on Workday for all of the modules that you are doing on the training website. So I recommend having a tab open for the training website and then having another tab open for Workday, so you can clock in and clock out and then also do the modules. So the first course everyone has to do is the Scribe Orientation HIPAA and Harassment course right here at the top. When you click on this, these 2 lessons and a quiz will pop up. You do have to do both lessons and the quiz. I think in total this module is pretty short. I think it takes maybe 45 minutes around there. So before you do this module, be sure to come here on Workday. You'll clock in. So again, you'll go to Time, clock in, and clock in under the choices we will tell you to clock in. You'll complete this first module. Like again, I said you have to do both lessons and the quiz. Once you complete all of these, then you're done with this module and you come back to Workday and then clock out. And that is it for the first module. The second module is this Humanity Scheduling Training. So when you click on this page pops up. Like I said, Humanity is the system that we use for schedule, so it really kind of walks you through the app, shows you how to submit availability, how to view your schedule, kind of just get really familiar with the app. Down here at the bottom, there are 3 lessons. New hires only have to do the employee training. You do not do the manager training lessons. So you are doing just this employee training lesson. Again, it's another short course, I think maybe 30 to 45 minutes. So when you do this one, again, before you do that, clock in on Workday, go through this lesson, and then clock out after. After you do this lesson, be sure to go into Humanity and submit your availability for the next month to 2 months, because this is the availability your site managers will use to plan your training at the site. So after you do this, be sure to go into Humanity and submit your availability for the next, I guess I would say 2 months just to be safe. That is the second course. And then the third course for everyone is this Welcome to Emergency Medicine Scribe University course. When you click on this page will pop up. Here is just some housekeeping rules about this part of training, and at the bottom there are 3 lessons to do. For this module, you do have to do all 3 lessons. The first lesson is pretty short. I think it's just about, a 20-25 minute video. The third lesson is also pretty short. You're just reading through introductions for our instructors. So those 2 lessons you could pretty much do back to back if you want. If you are doing courses back to back, you don't have to clock in and clock out separately on Workday. Just clock in when you start and clock out when you're done. But remember that your chiefs and your site managers are always reviewing your time card. So if anything looks suspicious, then they will not approve that time card. So that is the first lesson. That is the third lesson. The second lesson is a little different. When you click on this, we will give you a password. And what will pop up is a schedule. This part of training, like I said, is a little different. This part of training is taught now kind of through Zoom sessions with our instructors. And this is where they kind of go a little more into detail about just some introductory material scribes have to know. So the pathophysiology, anatomy, medical terminology. They go through a lot of practice patients with you, so you can start practicing documenting on some patients. So that is all here on the schedule. On this page, there are 7 courses that everyone has to sign up for. On the schedule, it's kind of laid out for you guys. On the left, it shows what course number you have to take, or what course number it is. It then shows what information is covered on each course, and then it shows the times and dates the courses are offered. So, for example, the first 5 courses are listed down here. So for each course, like I said, they're offered multiple times a week. You only have to pick one day and time that works best with your schedule for each course. So for course 1, say I want to attend the Monday one at 11 p.m. I'll register through the link here. They will send me the Zoom link for that date and time. And then of course, once I'm in the Zoom session for that course, at that point you clock in on Workday. Each course is about 2 hours long, so the instructors will go through the information in the course. And then at the end of the course, you will clock out on Workday. So that's the first 5 courses. The 6th course up here in red is a course specifically designed for pediatric emergency, just everything relating pediatrics in the ER. For this course, you'll get sent a separate email regarding, the times and dates those courses are offered. So please keep an eye out for this email. And you'll kind of just do the same thing. Sign up for a date and time that works best for you. Go through the course, and then after the course, that is pretty much how you complete that. Last course for everyone is a final exam. It is kind of administered and proctored through Zoom, so same idea, offered multiple times a week. You just sign up for one, register through the link, and then they send you the Zoom link for that date and time. I think there is about 80 to 90, roughly around there, 80 to 90 questions on the final, and I think you get about an hour or an hour and a half to do all the questions, so that is kind of how the final exam is structured. If you do want additional help before you take your final, they do have Q&A sessions up here that you can attend with the instructors. They kind of just help you go over any additional information that's covered on the final. Everyone does have to score at least an 80% on the final or higher to move on to the second set of training. But that is the last course that you take on the training website. So again, I'll kind of run through the courses again. So again, remember there are 3 courses you are taking. First course is Scribe Orientation, HIPAA, and Harassment. Second course is Humanities Scheduling Training, just the employee training. And then the third course is all of the courses under Welcome to Emergency Medicine, Scribe University. We usually give you about 10 days to complete all this online training. So I will send you, a due date to have all these courses done by. All courses have to be done by that due date. That includes all Scribe Orientation, HIPAA, and Harassment, all humanities scheduling training, and all of those courses that are taught through the Zoom session. So they do all have to be done by that due date. If anything comes up and anything is preventing you from getting your courses done by then, please reach out to us because that is a very time-sensitive due date. That is pretty much the training process. Again, once you go through the online training, once we have all your pre-employment testing in, we then start planning you to do site training at your site. And your site managers will plan that, reach out to you about that, and then you'll start doing training there at the site.